Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Princess Auto See at Work. My name is Dan Verville, and I'm here alongside, as always, by Mr. Derek Chalmers. You're in for a real treat today. We got a fantastic product that you are going to see live in action, and that is the Red Rock Quick Assembly 27-ton log splitter. Derek, how are you feeling about this machine?
It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's all you're feeling, just fun.
Let's get to it.
Not much to it. We're splitting logs today, folks. It's that time of year. Spring is right around the corner. If it's not already spring where you are, here in Winnipeg, it's a balmy -12 today. We're in spring mode. I was going to wear shorts, didn't. Good thing, because we're cutting wood.
Yeah.
For those of you tuning in to see at work for the first time, just a reminder, please be sure to drop a question, a comment, anything on whatever streaming service you're using to watch today's episode, and you can have a chance to take home a prize. Today, we are giving away that Forest King chainsaw right behind me. That could be yours if you are picked. At the end of the show, we're going to pick one comment, one question that stood out, and you will win a chainsaw to start cutting trees down. Not cut wood down, cutting trees down to split. We have a special show today, though. Not only are we looking at this great product, we brought in a special guest.
That's right.
Is it right?
It is.
It is right.
That's
we
right.
did bring in a special guest today. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the See at Work stage a special guest host for today and for the future, Miss Amy Sinclair. Woo! You can hear this
Hey
17.
guys.
Hey, Amy.
Full studio audience.
Welcome.
Thank
Full
you
studio
so
audience.
much.
Obviously, within COVID protocol, there's
Obviously.
2 people here. We're all 6 feet apart. So it is all good. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Warm welcome. Appreciate it.
Yes, so Amy will actually be taking over the hosting duties from me as I step away for a couple of months. 3 months to be exact, but who's counting? So Amy, you're the host now.
Big shoes to fill.
Well, not really. Let's be honest. Not really. So tell us a bit about yourself, Amy.
I've been with Princess Auto for almost 2 years in April. Got a couple cats. Love doing renos. Spent a lot of time practicing social distancing, sanitizing, and wearing a face mask.
That is the hobby that we all enjoy right now. Just staying apart from one another.
That's right.
Exactly.
I love it.
So
Yeah.
Amy is actually the store leader at our Panet Road store, which is actually right beside our home office here in Winnipeg. So that's great. Well, glad you're a part of the show. Welcome to today's episode.
Thank you.
Amy's going to help us answer some questions, and let's talk about the log splitter, the Red Rock Quick Assembly 27-ton log splitter.
Yeah.
Derek, you quick assembled this thing, did you not?
I did, yeah. We have some B-roll footage of that quick assembly just to kind of go through and show everybody how easy it is to get it all set down and ready to split.
Here it is.
Yeah, so it comes, as you can see here, on a small vertical metal pallet. There is one wheel and hub already assembled on it when you get it. And here I'm just taking the bolts out to set the second one in place. That comes tethered to the unit. We get it all lined up. There's 2 bolts to put in and torque down. Need to, sometimes with the paint and powder coat that these units come on, we have to kind of guide the bolts in a little bit. So we're going to give them a little tap here to set them in.
26-ounce ball peen hammer.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not a big
Pro
deal.
point.
Pro point, yep.
Yep. So we get them all tightened up there, and at that point we can finish unwrapping everything, and the frame at that point is basically built. There is oil in it, in the hydraulic tank there that is right
That's
next
awesome.
to in between the 2 wheels. You do have to add motor oil and gasoline after you're done. So then we're just going to lower it down here. The jack for that is already assembled, so we just make sure it's down so we can let it rest on the jack. We'll pull it around. And there is a large guide pin bracket that we have to kind of get it lined up with.
I feel like I was there with you, even though I clearly was not.
You were not.
No.
No, that was
Well,
it's fine. You were busy.
It said quick assembly, so I
not a-
said Derek can
Yeah,
probably handle
it's
it.
not a problem. That's
I
fine.
would still be assembling this today.
It's fine. No, it's fine. So we get the pins out, get everything lined up. To pull the frame a little bit forward there, so you can see we're going to take that pin and guide it in. And we loosen off the bracketry to get the beam accessible. And there is a strap that is still tethered to the unit. You put your foot down on that strap to hold the tongue from rising up while you're lowering the unit back down.
That's a big moment right there.
That is, yep. And get the large guide pin drifted in there and secured.
It's rubber mallet, in case you're wondering, folks
Yep.
at home.
And the handle is already mounted to the spool valve, but we just have to swing it up and put a pin in it. And then we hook up our lines to the filter body, the pump, and the return line. Check the oil level, and away you go. I put some cardboard down. There'll be a little bit of spillage because the oil system is charged with oil, the hydraulic system. And then we, just as we're getting ready to do the final fluid top up, we're going to cycle the motor just by pulling the cord a few times and allowing the fluid to run through the system. And that's basically it.
And that's it.
Fire it up and split to your heart's content.
And that's a quick assembly.
That's a quick assembly.
Because so let's put it in perspective.
Right.
Building one of these not set up like that.
Right.
How long does that take?
Well, it used to take quite a while because it used to come in a large crate. So everything was separate. You'd have to take the wheels and you'd have to assemble them onto the hubs. You'd have to take the frame and the beam. You'd have to lift that on manually and then put all the other components on separately, the hoses and whatnot. So it would take, about an hour or so, and then you'd need a couple people, or if you had to get a lift or something, a forklift to lift the beam up, because it was, they're pretty heavy depending on the size, but this is a dream compared.
Definitely. Well, let's see it work. Let's fire it up. We got some questions coming in. We'll answer those after we split a couple logs. Let's do
Cool.
it.
So yeah,
I want to fire it up.
Amy's going to fire it up. So
Great.
we'll put our
I
safety.
was never allowed to touch the engines or anything, but sure.
Takes a
Sure.
certain set of skills,
It does.
man.
It does. But I'm going to get my safety gear on.
Safety
we'll put the
first,
safety
so
gear on.
We'll do that.
Yep. So eye protection, ear protection, and some gloves.
I'd like to thank the team here for providing me with this logging material. I'm ready to go to Oregon to harvest some sequoias.
It's a good look.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I'm going to walk us
I don't
through
like
how
it.
we're
I
doing
don't
that.
like
Sure.
it at all.
You don't like it at all.
And I might yell a little because I...
Yeah, you
That's
might not
okay.
be able to hear us once this thing gets fired
Yep.
up.
Super
We
safe.
should note the door in the back here, we have a big lift door. It's open, so any exhaust, it will flow right out, so we're being safe, so let's fire it up.
All right, so you want to make sure your fuel is on, your choke is on, and then we're going to flip this switch.
Ignition on.
And
yeah.
I want to make sure that my torque is all the way to the bunny.
Full bunny.
Fast.
Yep.
Full bunny.
Full rabbit.
Full rabbit.
Yep.
All right.
What a moment. What a moment. We did it.
Yep.
We split it.
Yep.
We did
and
it.
you can turn the throttle down too if you're in between something or have to move some wood around. You can throttle it down to idle and then put it back up to fast idle when you want to split.
All right, we got some questions coming in, Derek. Here we go. I don't even know where to begin. Let's start here. Mark, how much hydraulic oil is required?
Not a lot. You might want to have a little bit around just to do a top up, and that's all dependent on how much you might spill out when you're putting the hoses. All the hoses are capped when it comes, so you just have to be cognizant of the fact that if you have the hose open below the highest level of the oil, it's probably going to flow out. I think I had to top up maybe 4 or 5 ounces, very little, just to get it in the middle of the spectrum on the dipstick. Yeah, it's pretty easy to put together. Little bit of mess, but not a lot.
How much does it weigh?
Weight, I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to check.
It weighs a
It's
lot.
Quite a
fairly
bit.
heavy.
Yeah. What about the maintenance on it, Derek? What's that like for the wheels, the engine? What's that look like?
Well, maintenance, so like any seasonal engine like this, maintenance would be oil changing every, and it's all dependent on the amount of use. So if you're using it a lot, like if somebody's putting it into a hobby where they're selling firewood or something like that, then I'd suggest maybe every 40 to 60 hours doing an oil change on it. When you go to the hydraulic end of it, the seasonal fluid that's in here, if it's going to be really cold where you're going to be splitting, then maybe look at something for that temperature. But as it stands, again, you have a filter on the body of the return tank, and that's just going to be going in. You could, if you're going to be doing something on a hobby farm or in a residential kind of environment where you're just splitting for your stove, then maybe just think about a seasonal change. Change the oil, change the filter at minimum if you're not going to change the grade of the oil for the hydraulics. And then with the gasoline, as any small engine would benefit from, is just high test fuel, premium fuel with a fuel stabilizer in it. Yep.
I do have a question that I think I might be able to answer. So Kevin is asking how large of a log we can do, how long. I want to say 26.
That's right.
What we said?
Yep,
Yes.
26 inches
Nice.
long.
It was a planted question. Perfect for me. No, it wasn't. It wasn't
by the way,
planted, but
this
it's certainly
thing
one I know.
This thing weighs 496 pounds. That's just what I guessed according to the website.
Perfect.
So, yes, another set of questions.
Love it. Love it.
We're getting a lot of questions come in. Derek, obviously this has wheels.
Yep.
Obviously this has a hitch.
Yes.
People are asking, Okay, so is this towable on the road, just around the yard? What kind of?
It's completely towable. Maximum speed would be 70 kilometers an hour. Not miles an hour, kilometers an hour.
Safety first.
The big thing is going to see your local RM or your local municipality. They're going to tell you if it's legal or not to transport. At minimum, if it is legal to transport on a highway in your area, you'd have to put on lights. You'd have to have signals, brake lights mounted to it, reflectors as well. And that's, again, all dependent on the code of the province or the territory that you're living in.
Yeah. All of which we carry.
That's true.
You can trick out your log
That's
splitter.
right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
If you're just tuning in right now, you're watching Princess Auto See at Work. I'm Dan. This is Amy. That's Derek. Today we are looking at the Red Rock Quick Assembly 27-ton log splitter. We've already split one log. We got lots more logs to split. We actually have a whole cord out back. We're going to really fire it up today. I didn't tell Derek or Amy. I got some wood from my house. And by my house, I mean my parents. I don't have that much wood at my house.
Okay.
Because I live in the city. My parents live in the country. We got lots of wood out there. So, question. I know we're getting into my story now. That's not the time. I remember splitting when I was younger. We used to grease up the track. Can you still do that with this?
You can. You don't really have to. There's allowances made for space, so it's not going to get bound up or anything like that. You do want to make sure that when you're splitting, if you see some debris, you want to clean it out too. Just make sure everything's going to travel smoothly. Keep a stiff brush or some kind of a cleaning stick or something out there, just to keep the grooves, the channels under here where the splitter head's going to travel through. Yep.
Someone wants to know, can we put the log catcher on either side, or is it one side only?
Yeah.
You can put it on either side. I mean, commonly it's going to be on the opposite side from where the spool is. So when you're operating the spool, you're going to pull the spool back. I would take this split piece, I would lay it on here, move things around, split it to smaller, depending on what you want to do. I mean, you're going to, obviously, these logs are pretty short for this unit, but it's cut to for a firebox size specific for a very small stove. And then you're going to split into, again, whatever size you're going to need for the application, and then move it off to get seasoned, pile it up. Yep.
We should also probably mention that you're going to want to be cutting it on this
you'd
side.
want to be standing on this side. We only did that, Amy was standing on that side for demonstration purposes.
Yes.
Yep, you don't want to reach over the moving hydraulics just to be safe, but yep.
Well, let's fire it up again. Let's finish splitting this.
Sure.
And then we'll answer some more questions.
Great.
Let's make sure we all got to have our, this thing is super loud, especially here, bounces off the ceiling.
It's a little noisy.
Here in Studio 52, as we call it. So we're gonna gear up, and once again, just want to thank everyone for providing me with this logging helmet.
Safety first, then.
It is great. And I don't know how much anyone can hear when this thing is running if you're watching at home. So if you can't hear much, you're just gonna hear the sweet sounds of this log splitter for about the next minute and a half.
All right. Well, let's let the professional step in this time.
Want me to fire it up? Sure.
Oh, it's okay.
We could keep going. We got lots more.
Lots more.
We got a whole cord.
Okay.
No. So another question just came in, Derek. Folks, obviously this is correct me if I'm wrong, horizontal and vertical?
That's right. So right now it's in the horizontal position. There is a pin to pull just down here, and that way you can stand it up. So if you've got a really large piece of timber, or it's just really heavy wood, you can have it standing up. That way you don't have to lift it up, drop it back down. You can just kind of pile it. Once it's done, push it off to the side, roll another stump in, and away you go. Just keep
Is
going
that
down.
hard? Is that hard to do?
Nope, not at all. So the red strap that I was using when I was installing it to keep the tongue down, if it's hooked up to a tractor or an ATV or something, it's obviously not going to, jump up on you, but you'd want to make sure that you're standing on that if we're in a static position like this, unhooked from a vehicle, and then basically just pull the pin, hold onto the handle on the side of the top of the frame, guide it up, and it's right into place.
So we got another question here. Tom is wondering, how wide is it with the wheels? Wants to know if it's going to fit into the utility trailer to transport up to the cottage. There's tons of wood to cut up there.
That's a good question. I would expect, just from looking at it, you're approximately 4 feet. So if you can take a 4x8 sheet of plywood travel with you, then you should be good to go.
All right, cool.
Well, there you go. Alan has a question. Alan wants to know, we have an oak wood lot. on our farm. Very fancy, Alan. Beside our house. Every year we have dead trees. Could this splitter handle large diameter oak?
Yes, absolutely. Yep. Not a problem. And I mean, if you're into, like some stands are really large, right? We do offer a 40-ton as well. So if you feel that the 27-ton may not do it, you can always go to the larger unit, and that thing will split pretty much anything you can throw at it.
So that will answer Eric's question in terms of how much bigger it gets. So that's great. Awesome.
There you go.
Cool.
We're so efficient
We're on
today.
a roll.
We're so
Yeah,
efficient.
that's right.
How much horsepower is this engine? Our friend had to ask.
Let's see.
196
is 6.5 horsepower.
6.5 horse.
Yeah, 196 cc.
Good trolling motor.
Okay. Cool. Let's cut some more wood.
Got
What
some
else
more
you
wood.
got?
See
You
it
want to
work?
have a competition?
Well, are we ready for a competition right now?
It's up to you.
Yeah,
Dan
we
needs
could.
some practice. I think
I do. Like, I mean, I could. Do you want? Like, I could use the axe.
You're going to use the axe.
Oh, you're gonna use the axe, right? Well, then Amy should split that one first.
All right.
Okay.
And then I will use the axe the old-fashioned way. Someone asked a question, actually, and I think I know the answer to this, but Derek, I'll defer to you.
Sure.
The splitter, do we have I don't know what it's called, to split it into 4?
We don't, but one is coming.
It's coming.
Currently, it's
There
not
we
in the
go.
assortment, but it will be coming this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah, and that way you'll be able to split into 4, and you don't have to start turning, and it's going to be a lot faster, especially if you have a large volume of wood to cut.
Does it come with a muffler?
It does. It has a muffler installed. It's basically the same, 6.5 to 7 horsepower utility engine that we sell in the store, and it comes on, chippers, shredders, those kind of things. Yep.
Okay. All right. Fire it up.
Fire it up.
Okay, Amy, that's your turn.
Get my last glove. All right.
I'm never wearing this ever again. Ever.
Whoa. There we go. Didn't even break a sweat.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good.
There's something so peaceful about splitting wood. It's so much fun. Can we set it up vertically?
Sure.
Can we do it? Let's do it. Some folks were asking, hey, let's take a look at this vertically.
Yep.
Name of the show is See It Work. We'll show you.
Cool.
This over the way.
We'll show you. I'm going to back out of the way.
sorry.
You're going to back out of
We're
the
all
way.
gonna back
And Derek
out.
is going to show
That's
you.
all right. Let's see if the straps back down there. So you can see a little bit of smoke. Maybe it's hard to see on the camera coming off of that, but all that is the muffler's just getting warm because it's just been run in for the first time here. So
It's called excitement.
Does the spool valve have a detent to hold it in?
yes.
This is the part of the show where we just bombard Derek with questions
That's right.
as he
Well, he does all
tries
the other
to
stuff.
I can
set
pull
this
that
up.
pin out.
You got a pin in there?
Yep.
This guy?
Yep. This one here.
Grayson is wondering what kind of hydraulic oil that this takes.
This would come with something like a 32 grade.
Okay.
Is it still this? Is it this guy?
Nope. It's this one here.
And then does the splitter use one of the valves available off the shelves?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep.
There you go, Cam.
Once again, if you're just tuning in, you're watching See It Work. My name is Dan. That's Derek breaking stuff. This is Amy. Our co-host / host will be stepping in. Right now, we're just setting this Red Rock easy, quick assembly 27-ton log splitter up vertically so
Amy,
we
can
can
you
get
move
some,
that
some
stuff up from
vertical
the back?
splitting
All this
action.
lumber?
Yep.
Ah, I gotcha.
That's good.
I'll take this thing.
That's it.
All right, clear.
All right. Chris wants to say hi to my old team members, Derek and Amy.
Hi, Chris. Shout out to Chris. Keegan is wondering if it has a kickoff valve.
Sorry?
Does it have a kickoff valve?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And how about the warranty?
Warranty would be 1 year for any kind of hard parts in the store, and after that, we'd be able to help you with any kind of hydraulic hosing or any of the valving.
That's right. Cool.
Can we split one like this?
Sure.
Okay, so should we turn it
Yep.
so we can see it a bit better?
Yeah.
We good
Yeah.
to do that?
Yep.
Once again, please feel free to fire in a question, anything in the chat. You could actually, if your question or comment gets picked, you could walk away today with this beautiful chainsaw right behind me, which is kind of behind me and kind of blocked. So I'm going to get out of the way if people want to see the chainsaw.
All right.
And set up that shot. There it is, the Forest King 2-in-1. I'll hold it. There it is.
That's it.
That's cool.
That's the vertical.
Pretty straightforward.
It's almost better.
Pretty
Then
much
I don't
the
have to
same
lift
as
it up.
It's the same.
Horizontal?
Yeah, it's just
a different
straight
way.
up and down.
Straight up
Right.
and down.
All right, how about another question?
Sure.
Jeff, does the splitter have attachments to make the wood into kindling?
Not currently, but it is coming in the assortment.
Good question.
Yep.
Good question.
And then you could also buy a kindling cracker too.
You could, yeah, kindling cracker.
Those things are fun.
Split them up. Yep.
And can the ram arm be set at different lengths or?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Sorry.
Nope. It is.
Sorry,
It's a fixed length. Yep.
Well, it's once again, you're watching See It Work. I'm Dan. This is Amy. That's Derek. I know it's just on me right now, but I showed the whole team here. We've got the Red Rock 27-ton quick assembly log splitter. Fire in a question, a comment. We're going to be actually announcing a winner very shortly. So if you have a question or a comment, throw it in now. If we pick your name, you could be the lucky person to take home this wonderful 2-in-1 chainsaw kit, which is a lot heavier than it looks. After I picked it up, I realized that. But there it is. So if you haven't had a chance to fire in a question, do it now, because you might not have a chance to win if you don't do that. So I know we talked about a bit of a contest earlier.
Right.
So Amy's split. Where's Amy's pieces?
They're just
They're the
back over here.
professional ones
Yep.
to the side.
The professional ones.
That's those.
That's what they are.
Nice
That's
and even.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you want me to split one and try to match that quality?
Sure.
You can try.
With
Dan.
I can try. It's very
try.
correct. Give you that.
Thank you.
I was kind of hoping we were going to split all of this stuff so I wouldn't have to do this. Especially wearing this. Well, you know what? I'm going to use this one then. Probably way too close here. We're going to back up.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna back up.
Everybody back up.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
So this is not, I would highly suggest if you're in the market for splitting wood, don't buy an axe. Buy the Red Rock Quick Assembly 27-ton log splitter. Because this is going to take forever.
Come on, Dan. You got this.
One.
Just
Stuck.
hammer it. Nope, just hammer it.
Hey?
Use the axe, lift it up and break it.
Yeah.
there you go.
Hammer
Into the
time.
ground.
Things are turning around. Should have pre-cut this, Derek.
All right.
Amy
I
wins.
think
Sounds like
Amy
a win
wins.
to
Yeah.
me.
probably.
Yeah.
Amy wins,
Solid
everybody.
win. Perfect.
Well, Amy,
There's people working next door, so you might want to.
you know what? Everyone in the NCC, I want to apologize for the loudness of that and the lack of a result. That is terrible. No, Amy, well, you win. So as your prize, you get to be the new host of See It Work.
Excellent.
For the next 3 months.
I look forward to it.
Well,
this is
we're
cool.
very excited to have you on board. So thanks again for tuning in, everybody.
Who won?
Who won?
Who won?
Everyone won, Derek. I can't breathe right now.
No,
Everyone
I
got
mean,
to see me.
The chainsaw.
I know. Just catching my breath.
You're
Dan
okay.
needs a
Trying to
minute.
delay.
You're fine.
I'm
You're
really
a-
embarrassed.
You're
Like
a young man.
in the other show we did, I split that thing one lick. Like this is brutal.
I know, I brought special wood
Gotta
in for
get
that.
rid of this. The winner is from Facebook, Nathan Duncan. Nathan, congratulations. You're going to take home the Forest King 2-in-1. And hopefully you're better at using
Autograph that log
chainsaw
for
than
him.
I. Yeah, we're going to autograph for you. Amy will autograph it.
I'll autograph it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you all once again for tuning in to See It Work. On behalf of Derek and Amy, we'll see you next month.